All right. Hey, this is Phil, and I want to take you through a quick demonstration of the cloud-based scoreboard or leaderboard as it's referred to, and show you how simple it is to use. So, assuming that we have multiple groups playing today, we we want to be able to see each other's scores from the group in front of us, the group behind us, up to 50 or so players. You can all see the leaderboard. Each group would need one person participating in the leaderboard and entering scores for that group. So that's the only base assumption. But if one person's using the app in each group, here's how that would go down. So each group would come in and say play golf, and I'm going to act as the leader of this pack. In other words, the person that sets up the leaderboard. So the first thing I'll do is play golf, resume, play now, and go into settings. And from settings, I'll select the players in my group. So this first foursome will have Chris, Jeff, Harold, and Phil. And so that's the foursome. You can leave any of these open. If you have five, that's great. The other group that actually will be sharing this leaderboard, I'm running from my handheld iPhone. So we'll see that in action. They've got a fivesome. So there's going to be 9 players in this altogether. But once you've got your players set up, of course, you can go into the bet settings and set some bets up for your foursome. And these only apply to your foursome and not across those other foursomes of in front or behind you. But once you've got things set up, you come back to the main dashboard. And the first time through here, you'll go to the scoreboard and set one up. So the other groups will be joining the scoreboard that we set up, but you're going to go ahead and create. And it creates the leaderboard for you. And of course, there's a chat. You can talk trash or whatever during play, but there's a chat name, so we'll put Phil here as the name. And so this leaderboard, the name is not important. It's just something for you to be able to name the event or the leaderboard. So we'll just say Saturday group. Here is the join code, and this is what you're going to need to pass to the other foursomes. And notice there's once you dismiss this keyboard, we can send the join code to other people. So when you do this on your phone, on this simulator, it doesn't have SMS and Facebook and things like that. So you'll be able to send email, an SMS text, post it on Facebook or what have you, and just target the individuals that you want to receive the code, or just share it on the putting green before you play. So this particular code is ZYB Frank 53, and I'm going to enter that on my phone because I'm in the group behind. ZYB F 53. So I'm in there. We'll go ahead and create the leaderboard. And if I go right now and look at the leaderboard, there's nobody in it yet. We haven't entered any scores. No player information has been posted, but this is essentially the leaderboard. It's showing people it'll show our scores. So I'm going to join from my phone as well, and I'm seeing the same kind of empty leaderboard. So this group that I'm in, we go off, we play number 1, and Jeff birdies it as usual. I bogey it pretty typically. And that's number 1 down, and we move on to the second hole. And of course, if the first group, having just posted their scores, there they are up on the cloud. So that's the first foursome through the first hole, and that group goes on to the second hole, and will continue their scoring, as they go. Now the second group tees off. I've already joined the leaderboard, and I'm going to enter scores. And again, I've got a fivesome. And we had 2 double bogeys and a birdie in our fivesome. And so as soon as I hit done there, you can come back here to this leaderboard. And so these guys are driving to the second their second shot on number 2. And when they go to the leaderboard now, they see that the group behind them has finished number 1 and posted their scores. So now there's 9 people here. If you had 20 people, it would just scroll and you'd see all 20. If you had 50 people. So it's literally just sending the scores from your phone up to the cloud. And when you go to the leaderboard, it just goes up and fetches all the players and all their scores. And you can see whether or not your skin held up on 1. And of course, we see that Charlie Brown came behind us in the second group and birdied and cut that skin. So it just gives you an idea of how people are playing in front of you and behind you. Maybe you've got partners, you've got other bets that span these groups. You can see how your partner's doing. And that's really it. There's nothing else to it. The first person through generates a leaderboard, and anyone else that wants to participate simply joins the leaderboard. And then your scoring continues as normal. So second hole, Chris bogeys and Harold birdies it, and I hit one out of bounds and made double. So you can see the first group has certainly played 2 holes. And if we go to the leaderboard, it'll show that up in the cloud, that first group has posted their scores. Now let me post my scores here on my phone. And there were 4 pars and a bogey. So right away, if I hit refresh, you can see that since the second group has posted, the refresh works. Now, if you forget the join code or someone yells to you, hey, what is it? You can always access it here and yell that code to them or send them a screenshot, whatever. But you can also chat here and say, did you chip in on number 1? And number 1, and send that to the chat, and the other guys can look at their chat and respond. Let me just put in a simple response and send that. And so the chat would then show, here's the refresh for the chat. And so you can go back and forth and do some of that. But going back to the leaders, and then the back 9 will be here as well. So it's just pretty easy to use. Note you can exit the leaderboard, and you can log out and exit the leaderboard and log back in. Doesn't hurt anything. So that's it. Hope that was helpful. Pretty easy to use and really doesn't affect anything in your group. It just gives you a view of scores ahead of you and behind you. Thank you for your time. Play well.